That represents 1 second. It takes 1 second to ruin a good reputation, but it takes blood, sweat, tears, and years in order to build or rebuild one. Good afternoon, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Your credibility has a significant component and is an asset to your life. So it is important that you do everything that you can to build a good reputation. The way we act, the way we react, and those other things that we do all impact our credibility. Now, a scale is a simple piece of equipment and it weighs things, but your credibility uses a different type of scale. So it doesn't matter if you do 2 good acts and 1 bad act, 20 good acts and 1 bad act, or 1,000 good acts and 1 bad act. When it comes to your credibility, that bad act will always outweigh the good. So if you have worked to build good credibility, why jeopardize it? Some of the things that you can do in order to build your credibility is to always be honest. And don't tell little white lies, because actually they're not little white lies. You can do more damage with a little white lie than you can with a lie. Work on repaying people. If you borrow something from someone, repay them. Work on your credit score. All of these help to build your credibility. And of course, if you make a promise to someone, make sure you keep that promise. John Maxwell states that there are 3 things that will help you to sustain your credibility once you get it. The first thing is initiative. You have to get up in order to go up. The second one is sacrifice. You have to give up in order to go up. And the third one is maturity. You have to grow up in order to go up. You have to get rid of those childish things sometimes. Humor is always good, but there's a time and place for that always. So some of the things that you don't want to do because you want to go up, you don't want to fumble and drop that ball, you want to keep that credibility going when you get that momentum going. So some of the things that you don't want to do is, of course, to tell lies, make promises that you don't keep, to be a person that says one thing and you do another, to use social media in a harmful or haphazard way, and then don't always be a man or woman of your word. That's important. So there are those things that you need to do in order to sustain your credibility. Again, it is important. Another thing that I would like to mention is the scale. Again, I said the scale is different when it comes to your credibility, because it doesn't matter what you say, what you do, how you act towards someone, they're always going to be watching you, correct? You never know who's watching you, especially with social media today. Social media is used by everyone. It's used for fun. It's also used by our employers. So it's very, very important. So you want to use it in the correct way. But social media has come to be the detriment of many, because you have those that are watching you always. There may be someone videoing you and you are not even aware of it. So it's important. And then again, some of us shoot ourselves in the foot when it comes to social media. We have cheaters, they go out on dates, they don't think, they post it on social media. You have employees that are supposed to be ill, out on disability, but they go on vacations, they go to parties, and what do? They post it on social media. Then you have those that throw shade. They're talking about people and saying things on social media. When the other party sees it, then they get upset. They confront them. They're responding back on social media if they want to meet up. So they fight. Sometimes shootings occur. There has been murder. Their credibility is gone. The last thing that I want to mention, again, I want to go back to the scale, because to me it's very, very important. Now, Kobe Bryant, who lost his life last month in a tragic accident, was always a very great athlete. But it was amazing that at the time of his death, so many people came forth to show how much they really loved Kobe. And until his death, wasn't realized actually how many people's lives he had actually impacted. There were a lot. But in the midst of all of that, my sons are avid fans, and so I began to read some of the articles. In every article that I read, he was a great athlete, had done all these great things. Each article contained Kobe and the incident with the maid happened 17 years ago. But in the midst of this man's family's tragedy, people didn't think twice about bringing that back to the forefront. The sportcasters, minutes, hours after Kobe's death, they were talking about how he would be missed, but they brought that up as well. So your credibility is very, very important. In my coaching program, Build Your Best Life with Deborah D. Smith, I work with high school and college age males to help them to build their best life. And credibility is one of the things that I work with them on building, because it's important. Today, I hope that what I said about credibility will make someone here think twice about protecting yours. Mr. Toastmaster.